Hey everyone, it's Ally and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be going over two newer designer fragrances that have recently come out this year. Um, they're just two that I really wanted to get my nose on that I do have and that I want to talk about. I want to give you sort of my insight on them, whether or not I think they're worth getting, what I think about the scent profile. That way you guys have a better idea of whether or not these are going to be some fragrances that are worth adding to your collection because I do have some real thoughts. The two fragrances that we're going to be talking about today are this one right here. This one is from Dior. It is Miss Dior Essence, and then the new Flowerbomb Pretty Peony. So if that's something that you're interested in, then definitely stay tuned. We're going to be getting into both of these fragrances. And if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. My name's Ally. Thank you for joining me where we talk about fragrance and a bunch of random stuff that's on my mind. If you like this sort of content, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about this one. So again, this is Miss Dior Essence. The bottle looks like your classic Miss Dior packaging. You've got notes of blackberry jam, elderflower, jasmine, sambac, and oak wood. And this is a very sweet fragrance. I love the style of these bottles. They're very classic. I love the textured feel. I love the little bow. I think they just look really cute and very feminine. But you guys, if you are going to love this fragrance, you have to have a sweet tooth because this is a sweet fragrance. To me, in the opening, you get this big, almost photorealistic blackberry vibe. It immediately starts drying down and it becomes very sweet. I definitely see that sort of blackberry jam sort of feel that this fragrance is known for. It is very sweet. You have got to love a sweet fragrance if you are going to love this. As it dries down, it becomes very sort of sophisticated smelling while still maintaining that really sweet quality. A little bit of a powderiness comes out as it dries down. I get a sort of slightly clean feel as well. So it has a sort of clean-esque vibe while still being very sweet. And I wouldn't say like full gourmand because you think of like blackberry jam, you think like, oh, is it going to be like a gourmand fragrance? I wouldn't really classify this as a gourmand because this comes off to me more of like a candied sort of berry sort of vibe. Definitely very candied. So you have got to love a very candy sort of feel. There is oak wood in the base of this fragrance that sort of aids in the longevity because I will say this is a pretty long lasting fragrance. I've worn this a couple times and both times it projected pretty nicely, especially the first like 4 to 5 hours. I thought it projected really beautifully. For me, this is about like a 6 to 7 hour wear. Um, so it's more on the moderate, a little better. You know, if you spray it on clothes, it's going to last a bit longer. Definitely really pretty, very feminine. Is this a DNA that I think everybody needs? Not really. I think it is really pretty. I have smelt this DNA before, so it's not something that is like newer to the market. And it definitely leans more on the youthful side. So if you love something youthful, if you love a berry fragrance, then you might really enjoy this. Because if you are a fan of juicy berries, then this one is a no-brainer. But if you love juicy berry fragrances, but you don't like that overload extreme sweetness that is very like candied sweetness, then you might have a hard time with this one. I find that the sweetness is it's a lot. I do like it. It doesn't like bother me, but I feel like this could bother some people. And the DNA isn't anything sort of extraordinary. I feel like I said, I've seen this DNA done before, but it's not a bad DNA. This is definitely one that I wouldn't suggest blind buying, although I do think it is very crowd pleasing. I think that super sweet element that this has may be sort of like a make or break it for a lot of people. So definitely go into the store, sample this one if you can, get your nose on it first, and see how it works with your body chemistry. Because if you're like me, your skin might amplify the sweetness of that blackberry jam note and make it like really intense, especially with that elderflower. Man, it is like wham bam in your face. It is really, really sickly sweet. to the point that like, man, I put it on and I almost feel like I have a cavity developing in the back of my mouth. I'm like, ooh, girl, I gotta go to the dentist now. What have I done? But yeah, that is my thoughts on Miss Dior Essence. I do think it is pretty good. It's definitely something that is different in the line, but it's not my favorite, if I'm honest. Like, I could do without this one in my collection. Happy I have it. Happy I got to try it out, but I don't know. If it would stay in that opening range where it's like, it opens up with this super bright berry, man, that is like the opening, the initial first spray when you get that berry note before it starts drying down and getting sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. Man, if it would have just stayed in that opening, I would have been all over this because that opening is so beautiful. Like, beautiful, beautiful, like just almost a watery berry, like a very almost raspberry-ish vibe with like a watery feel before it starts drying down to this sort of really candy sort of thing that it's got going on. If it would just stay in that initial spray, man, this would have been like a 10 out of 10. I definitely rate it like a 6, maybe 7 out of 10. 6 is a little low. 7 out of 10. For me, 7.5 because I'm being generous. But yeah, definitely one to get your nose on if that's something that you're interested in. Now, the next one that we're going to talk about, which I really enjoy, is the new Flowerbomb. It looks like this. Let me get it on the camera. It is a pretty peony, and it is a peony fragrance. This one has notes of strawberry, peony, musk, and vanilla. You guys, I really like this. This I really vibe with. So in the initial spray, you get that burst of strawberry, which I was surprised. A lot of the time strawberry can be very synthetic smelling. This one's really fun. It's fun, it's playful, it's really pretty. This has that like iconic Flowerbomb DNA in the base. Flowerbomb, the original, is like a smooth vanillic patchouli base sort of fragrance. And this almost has that smooth patchouli vanillic base, but there's no patchouli listed in the notes. But I definitely pick up that very familiar base that is associated with Flowerbomb. I'm not sure how they like recreated that base without the use of the patchouli, but this retains that original like DNA sort of essence, and it's added it to be, or it's added like a strawberry note to make it really sparkling and playful and beautiful. The peony and the strawberry play really beautifully together. Those are two notes that usually tend to play really beautifully together. Same with like rose. Peony has a lot of kind of rosy aspects to it. And rose and strawberry are always a gorgeous combo that just work really well. And this one works really well. This is light, it's airy. I could see this being a perfect signature scent. This is so pretty, so feminine, so sparkling. It has a clean vibe that almost reminds me of like a hairspray vibe. Something about this kind of reminds me of this fragrance by YSL. What is it, like Mon Paris by YSL? It kind of reminds me of this, but this is way better. It throws this like, psh, you can't even compare the two. It's like apple and like onion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good fragrance for what it is. It's like a clean hairspray sort of vibe, but this is like similar in line to that, like almost like a clean hairspray sort of vibe, but so much more beautiful because of that strawberry vanilla peony sort of note that it has. It is so chic. It is so feminine. It is so girly, so pretty. And you still have that sort of iconic Flowerbomb DNA in the base, which I love. I love that it holds true to that sort of DNA. It pays homage to it while also being something that is different and really beautiful. I don't think there is anything in the Flowerbomb line that is quite like this one. So I think it's a really beautiful addition. And out of the two, this is the one I gravitate towards the most. I think this is stellar. I think this is really well done. It is a beautiful strawberry. If you are a fan of strawberry, this is one that you're going to want to get. It's really pretty. That strawberry peony is just so gorgeous. I really like it. This is about a 6 to 7 hour wear on me. It is lighter. a lot airier, but I kind of love that. This is going to be so amazing in like summer nights, like a nice date night if you're a very clean girly, but you want something that has maybe like a touch of depth, because this has that touch of depth, because it has that sort of like iconic Flowerbomb DNA in the very base. But it just aids in the longevity of the fragrance. You really get that strawberry and that vanilla and that peony all throughout the wear of the fragrance. And I think it's definitely really fitting that they called it Pretty Peony and that they paired the peony with the strawberry, because like I said, those two notes complement each other really beautifully, and they make such a beautiful combo with the flower bomb base. Really, really love this one. 10 out of 10. This one projects about an arm's length away. The sillage is really beautiful when you catch a whiff of that clean strawberry vanilla. Oh man, it's so pretty. So stinking pretty. Love this one to bits. Yeah, if I had to pick out of the two, I'm going with this one all day, every day. This one, it's going to be a hit or a miss. You're either going to really love it or you're going to be kind of like about it. Definitely go and smell them yourself. And yeah, those are my thoughts on the fragrances, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.